make sure he is in place to greet all of our guests. As you continue looking right, say hello to Dora the Explorer in the Soapbox Derby car. Today she is being co-piloted by Alf. On the left, we have a replica of a Conestoga wagon, along with Cowboy Bob. Real Conestoga wagons that traveled across this great country were actually 18 feet long and 11 feet high and could carry up to 12,000 pounds of cargo. Our collection got started with automobiles. The first of these is on your right, the blue 1956 Thunderbird. This is a beautiful sports car equipped with a hardtop convertible. These models were made for 3 years between 1955 to 1957 and designed to compete with the Chevrolet Corvette. For a family car, look no further than the next car on the right, and you will find a 1958 Studebaker station wagon. The price of this automobile when it first arrived in the showroom was $1,776. We have around 70 classic vehicles here in the museum, some of which you get to see on foot and some from the tram. If you love cars, make sure you pick up a brochure for our sister company, the Classic Auto Mall in Morgantown, Pennsylvania. They have a huge selection of vintage automobiles for sale. If you would shift your focus to the left, we have 3 circus wagons filled with delightful automatons. In the late 1890s, electricity was coming to our big cities. At the same time, mass production of plate glass was developed. Therefore, storefronts opened up with large display areas and the art of window dressing began. At that time, most people did not have electricity in their homes, and the public was captivated by the moving displays and electric lights in the store windows. Just like the mechanical music you will hear today, these displays were early forms of marketing. You went where the beautiful music and interesting moving objects were located, and the businesses hoped that you would come inside and spend your hard-earned dollars. The automatons we have on display in these circus wagons are just the tip of the iceberg. We have many more to show you later in the tour. Continuing to look left, you will see our tableau of dogs playing poker. If you lived through the 1960s, chances are you remember dogs playing poker and pool as artwork that hung on many family room walls. These anthropomorphic animals first appeared on calendars that advertised tobacco products and have become iconic in our American culture, and they are still being reproduced today. Please make sure to look at our framed and lighted poster of one of the most famous of these paintings, titled A Friend in Need. Properly titled, as you can see, the bulldog is slipping his buddy an ace under the table. Was he a good dog or a bad dog? Only you can decide. Moving along, we have an assortment of vintage amusement park items on your left, starting with the blue Lug-Seat Brother auto scooters that are known as bumper cars. They are from the 1940s. Behind them are Dodge and bumper cars that represent the 1950s. Following them, there is a 1930 roller coaster carriage made by the Philadelphia Toboggan Company. This carriage is wooden and was made at a time before there were safety regulations. No seatbelts or lap bars on this ride. You just held on and prayed when you went speeding down the hills of the roller coaster. As we round the corner, there is Albert Einstein on the left, along with a vintage tractor seat collection, as well as vintage tractors. Looking left, check out the typewriters located by the tractors. Why do we have typewriters? The answer is, we have a lot of visits from student groups, and many of them don't know what a typewriter is. In addition to typewriters, we also show young people a payphone and vinyl records. Mind blown. As we travel along, looking right, we have lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Look right to see our favorite animal in this display, Calamity Jane. She has a gun in her holster, whiskey in her boot, and a custom-made cowgirl hat. Now that is what we call really good ranch dressing right there. Across from Calamity, you will see the Rupp motorcycle. The red cycle with 2 wheels in the back and 1 in the front. This was made in the early 1970s. Elvis Presley had one just like it. Our collector loves Elvis, so he had to have one too.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, you're crying all the time.
Next to the Rupp are beautiful red, white, and blue Stars and Stripes motorcycles. They were made in California and custom built to resemble the iconic motorcycle Captain America from the 1969 movie Easy Rider, starring Peter Fonda. But the star of the show in this aisle is the first self-propelled wheelchair invented in this country. Here on the left, we have the Custer chair, designed by Levitt Luzerne Custer and introduced in 1916 in Dayton, Ohio, where Mr. Custer lived. The wheelchair we have on display is battery-operated and used mostly indoors. They also made gasoline-powered wheelchairs for outdoor use. Notice the tiller bar that was used for steering. The wheelchair sold for $175. At that time, the average price of an automobile was $700. Many people, including men coming home from World War I, used the Seven Oldsmobile, then the pennant blue Chevrolet Corvette. Chevrolet started manufacturing Corvettes in 1953, but the first year they were in the showroom was 1954. Our gorgeous 54 Vette is all original under the hood. After the Corvette, we have a 1960 black Cadillac with red leather interior. Notice the dual headlights on that beautiful automobile. 1960 was the first year that dual headlights were legal in every state. This car also has the big tail fin styling in the rear of the automobile. If you were driving that Cadillac in the early 60s, you were riding in style. We ask, why not? This shoe is actually from a now defunct cable channel called Wedding Central. And since we love all things oversized, we were happy to add it to our collection. After the shoe is the gigantic Ronald McDonald in his blue jumpsuit, followed by a bicycle built for 7. This red bike is called a Kobe, which is short for Conference Bike. Designed in San Francisco, there are 300 of these bikes in 18 different countries around the world. You will see all kinds of bicycles here at the American Treasure Tour, including the early penny farthing. That machine we just heard was a Wurlitzer Model 153, and it is just the first of many band organs we are going to hear on our tour today. We are about to enter a room full of them.
Book of World Records. It was constructed by just one man, Steve Gooman. He's from Connecticut, and he constructed this castle from 396,000 popsicle sticks, and it is held together by 4 gallons of Elmer's glue. Before we listen to some more band organ music, please note that just up ahead on your right, you will be passing the oldest functioning automaton in the collection, the Sword Swallower. He dates back to the late 1890s, so he would have been in one of the very first storefront window displays in America. The machine you just heard is located in the front right corner of the room and is golden yellow in color. It is the Wurlitzer Model 165. It was the last band organ the Wurlitzer Company ever made. It was shipped to Griffith Park in Los Angeles, California in 1939, where it accompanied a carousel for many years. There are only 11 of these machines left in the world.
The reason why we don't typically play it for our group tours is because it's really, really loud. To help you guys out, we actually turned off half the horn, so it's not going to blow your ears, I promise. But it's a really fun sound, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
You will see 9 of the original buildings that were originally on display at Lit Brothers 1960s and could be seen every Christmas season until Lit Brothers closed their doors in 1977. A local man named Thomas Comerford was the Lit Brothers house designer and worked with a German company to come up with this design in the style of a colonial village. As we slowly travel along, the majority of the buildings will be on your left. But as we come around the first corner on our right, a smaller scale animated display from Macy's department store in Philadelphia. These were on display in their New York City location in the early 1960s. This display shows Victorian-era Christmas along with the church scene and nativity. After they were seen in Macy's, they were sold to Hershey Park and were a part of their Candy Cane Lane Christmas display. Peeps are made not too far away in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Just up ahead on your left, you will find one of the most recognizable families in America, The Simpsons. The Simpsons are the longest-running primetime show in television history. They started in 1989.
No!
In the corner of this room, you will find the giant papier-mâché Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. They were the prized possession of Irene Higgins and were donated in her memory by her daughters. They are one of a very few number of donated items in this collection. Practically everything else you see on display has been purchased by our mystery Take a look to your right and see dozens of hand-painted sideshow banners. They are exact replicas painted by Lancaster County artist Joan Fay. They are exact replicas except for their size. When we commissioned her to paint them for the museum, we asked her to shrink them down. We wanted to fit many acts on each wall. Originally, they would have been so large they could have filled a whole wall on their own. They were early forms of marketing and were meant to attract people from a distance. Ms. Fay also painted cartoon characters and clowns. So sit back, relax, enjoy the artwork, the miniatures on your left, and some more music.